We are what? We are who? We are what? Vibrant. We are who? 50 plus. Hi, welcome to Gray Lives on the Rise. I am your host, Professor Jamila Franklin, and we are coming to you from Oyende Enterprises, being sponsored by Jamila Sense, which is our product line of aromatherapy products that helps heal the mind, body, and soul. And we are bringing to you Alamaj's rebirthing program, as well as Jamila Sense, and a host of wonderful programs that will help heal your body, heal your soul, and heal your mind. 50 plus people, we are here to stay. Gray Lives on the Rise. We are what? We are who? We are vibrant, and we are here to stay. Join us for our wonderful episodes. Thank you, and continue to look for our episodes weekly, being brought to you again from Oyende Enterprises and Jamila Sense. See you soon. Greetings, everyone. How are you? This is Professor Jamila Franklin, and we are now coming into your space, your living room, your bedroom, your office, wherever you are, with Gray Lives on the Rise. And I have on my shirt telling you more about it. And Simone has her wonderful cup, her mug, which is part of our inventory. So thank you again for joining us. And I'm just going to give you a brief summary of how this got started. I am Professor Jamila Franklin, and I was walking about a year and a half ago, walking, doing my power walk, and then this thing just came into my head. It's like a download. And it was basically saying, there's nothing in your age group that speaks to your needs. And I thought about it, and I said, that's true, except AARP, which is a American Association for Retired Persons, and Medicare. And I don't fit either one of those categories. So I said, And most of my friends don't, because most of my friends are very healthy. So they don't really take pharmaceuticals, nor do I. And we are not sedentary. So I said, And then it just came down. The whole plan for this program was laid out. It's like you need to have a brand, and you need to have it on some clothing and other kinds of things, because what happens is that people relate a lot to brands, and they forget if you just talk about a concept. It's like, oh, okay. So that's how the store came about, and that's how Gray Lives on the Rise came about. After I sat down and I thought about the name. At first it was Gray Lives Matter. So no, that's overused and it's kind of cliche-ish. And then the thought came, Gray Lives on the Rise. I like that. Lives rhymes with rise, and we're on the ascent. We're not going down. We're not on the decline. So I said, okay. So then I had the name, had the store, I had it trademarked and all of that. And then I said, we need to have a podcast for people who are 50 plus to talk about what's going on in our lives, because a lot of us are very active. So we don't use the words like senior or old or elderly. We say seasoned, mature, vibrant, active. Those are the adjectives that we use, and those are adjectives that we basically use to define ourselves. So then I said, okay, that's wonderful. Then I started talking to people around the world, not just around the country, but around the world, globally. And I found out that most of the people that I talked to who were 50 plus were having similar issues. They were not being hired if they desired to go back into the job market because of age. Ageism was and is alive and well. And they were still very active, very vibrant. And the irony of the whole thing is that the people who own the companies are 50 plus, but the people in HR are 40 and younger, and they discriminate. So I said, let me get out the information that people who are 50 plus are still very vibrant, very active, and let me really showcase their talents, showcase their businesses, and showcase their philosophies.
So I've had people on from Australia, from Serbia, Eastern Europe, from Canada, and from other parts of the country. My goal is to have someone represented for all of the different continents and then for all of the different countries. And we're well on our way. So that's the background. I have my own businesses. I'm a college professor. I am an award-winning author. I am a psychotherapist, a mental health provider. I have my own counseling practice, and I've been doing this for over 30 years. And I teach social workers, counselors, therapists. I have people in my practice who are doctors, lawyers, and all of that. They come to see me because I have been very, very fortunate to have created a new kind of paradigm for counseling, which is called healing ancestral trauma. So a lot of people are walking around with issues that don't belong to them. They are energetically connected to their ancestors, and they don't know it. So if you say, I don't know why I said that, or I don't know why I'm feeling like this, it is an issue with you're carrying on some of the trauma from your ancestors. So that's what I do in my practice. I'm also a certified aromatherapist. And as a matter of fact, one of my companies, which is Jamila Sense, is underwriting this podcast. And this is one of my products, Peace Be Still. And it's amazing. It gets rid of stress, anxiety, depression, hyperactivity within children, sinus congestion, sinus headaches, migraine headaches. Just put a couple of drops there. You see how clear it is? Put a couple of drops. You don't take it by mouth. Rub your hands together and inhale. 3 times, and then you put it on your arms, and flies and mosquitoes will not come near you. It's just really soothing, and you put in your bath water. You don't take it by mouth. You only put it in your hands and put it all over your body, and it lubricates your skin, and it gets rid of stress and anxiety and depression and hyperactivity. And a lot of people are stressed nowadays. Gets rid of it like that. It's all natural, and I created it. So to find out more about my companies, including Gray Lives on the Rise, our website is Oyende Enterprises, OYIN, like in Nancy, D like in dog, E Enterprises, ENTERPRISES.com. So now that I've done the infomercial and told you who I am and my background and how we got to this wonderful concept, Gray Lives on the Rise, I'm going to introduce you to our lovely guest today. Her name is Simone Bueno. Now, as a filmmaker, web designer, and developer, Simone applies her diverse expertise to teach and guide entrepreneurs, businesses, and professionals to build a strong online presence, which is important because a lot of us have businesses, but we don't know how to translate that to the clients because we're just so involved with our companies and so involved with our concepts, and we don't deal with the technical parts. This lady here is a person that you should definitely get in touch with. As a mom of 2, Simone believes in the power of role models and strives to empower others to share their knowledge confidently, inspiring the next generation to dream big and make a difference by creating relatable and genuine content that elevates their online presence and leaves a lasting impact. Oh, without further ado, we present Simone. Simone, that is so amazing. And you know why? Because people, particularly 50 plus, this generation in terms of advanced technology and whatever, we're just now begrudgingly moving into it. We didn't come out of the womb knowing how to operate a cell phone. Babies now, you can give a baby a cell phone and the baby can lock it, unlock it, and knows what to do with it. They come out of the womb with that. We did not. So having someone like you educate us is important because people who are younger sometimes don't have the patience. They're like, they tell you something once and they think that you've gotten it in terms of technology. We've gotten it in terms of other things. We're more adept. I know I am in terms of life and some other things. I'm very sharp. But technology is not something that that I grew up with. So we're coming into it. So how have you, but first of all, have you always been involved in filmmaking and the other technological fields that I mentioned? That's the first thing.
Jamila, let me first thank you for this opportunity to come here to your podcast. And it's such a uplifting, concept. And at first I want to add to your introduction that you talk about the great lives on the rise. And one of the things that I remember growing up is my grandmother. She's blonde. So there's a few things I need to add here, but like she's blonde and she's having gray hair. It was like, I'm gonna love to have gray hair when I'm older because it was blonde too. And it's like, instead of having highlights, I'm gonna have natural highlights. So
yeah.
And that's one of the things that I carry with me on transforming things that people would see as a negative thing on our changing over age in a positive way. Let's see, like, it's nice. You have highlights or just embracing the grace.
Yeah,
and one thing to add for the 50 and up, I'm 51 now. We are wiser.
Yes.
To your list, we are not older, we are wiser.
Exactly.
So that's something that I always say, like every time we it's a happy birthday, we always say like, you're wiser. So it's something I really like to use because that's who we are. Once we go with the age, the experience that we have, we are getting wiser. So that's how we're passing along now. That's how we inspire and encourage people to share the journey because you are wiser. You have gone through so many experiences.
Yes.
It's time for other people to learn from you because they don't need to start from zero. They start from, your guidance.
Yes.
That's what inspired me. Yes, that's inspired me a lot to do this. And so when I was trying to come on camera, I was thinking about this, how we would judge ourselves for our appearance and all these things. So I was carrying this thing that I come from my, grandmother and thinking about always using our features and our things as our power. I always have my baggy eyes. Since I'm a little child, you see my little Simone there, and I have these baggy eyes on the pictures. It's something that is part of me now. The big nose, my crooked tooth, and I was like, oh, these things and my accent. So one more thing to add to you. You wanted something from all over the world. I'm going between because I'm from Brazil, but I've been in the US for 20 years. So I still have this thick accent because I still speak with my kids in Portuguese. And maybe I did try to lose some time, a little bit of the accent, but something is just part. I speak Spanish, I speak Portuguese, I speak English. It comes with it.
Yes.
It comes with the knowledge, it comes with the wiseness.
And
I embrace it now. I embrace it.
Yeah. As we mature, we embrace all parts of ourselves. If we have crow's feet and whatever, because we know that you are so fortunate and so blessed to be able to have crow's feet because there are people who transitioned, quote unquote, died before they had that opportunity. So you start really being thankful for the things that reflect your wisdom because there are people who are not around to talk about it. So
and you can fix any crow feet, anything with a good smile. So when you smile, you smile, it lights up your face. So, that's how it's going to feel. It's going to look, even as a child, you're going to smile, you're going to wrinkle your eyes, or you're going to wrinkle your nose.
Yeah.
So, but you're going to light somebody else's. So they're not going to think, oh, she's old. No, she's a happy person. She smiles.
Yeah. But I think too, is that we are learning how, particularly as women, to embrace our maturity. Because as I stated a few minutes ago, there are people who didn't make it to the stage of being 50 or 50 plus. And for us to have made it, we're redefining, and that's the whole purpose of Great Lives on the Rise. We are redefining who we are. We're not taking on those pejorative or negative concepts that have been placed on us by society, primarily by men.
Yeah, absolutely. And now getting to your question. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
So now getting back to your question. So I have 25 plus years in web development. That is somehow
Oh,
I always been bringing people stories in a way online. So even like
mhm.
as a business, you're promoting your business, but also you always have the about us. You know, you always have that little story behind the business. So people always want to know a little bit about the business. So you always somehow it is bringing the stories live. So for the past um, 13 years, I've been working a lot on the medical field as a contract, bringing websites for doctors, clinics. So it gets a little more personal too, because then you're bringing these people's connection. And when I want to check a doctor, a physician for my kids or for myself, I go online and check what I know about them. What is the things that are out
Mhm.
there? So your online presence is very, very much needed this day, not only having a website, but now the communication. You want to see if you're talking online, what is
Yeah.
this person is talking about? Does he like, has the same values that I have? Because now it's so much important. And also
Yes.
adding to this, to the values, happy Black History Month, that the month that we're recording this. I know it's not going to go live in February, but I'm just wanted to celebrate, like, the difference that we are. And then you add to the value that you person that you want to work with, you want to make sure this person also has the same values as you have. So
Yes.
having this online presence is much more just having a website, advertising your services. That's not going to do much this time now. You come in online, you come in on camera, you come in sharing why you do, why you like to do what you do. So when I started getting involved with the story and encourage people to share it online, it was in the middle of the pandemic. And I was
Mm.
like, that's my story had so many layers, but we're not going to go over all of them, but like just going to share this part now. I was seeing business online, and I was myself included, I was like encourage people to share their stories online, but then they were not bringing this on video. They weren't bringing the personality or bringing,
Mhm.
why they're doing that, a little bit of story, a little bit of the experience. And then I noticed, well, I'm encouraged them to do that, but I wasn't doing either. I was just doing posts and, or
Yeah.
even like,
Yeah.
very like kind of, soft way. And I said,
Mm.
well, I guess I have to start coming on camera too. And then I was holding myself back because years ago I got involved with the filmmaking and telling other people's stories, or even with the, not documentaries, but like a fiction film. Also,
Mhm.
you get more this equipment and all these lightnings, and you think, oh, now I'm gonna do this on the computer. I also need to be prepared. I'm gonna have to have all these lights, all this stuff prepared, all the sound. And it's like, I'm not gonna do it, or I have to put up and assemble, disassemble. So I was holding back, and then but like my heart kept telling me, you need to do it. Like that's something that's there that you need to do. So I just
Mhm.
went to my bathroom and started putting my phone on the live on Instagram and start live recording. It was like, if I do live recording, I'm not gonna be able to edit, not gonna be able to have all this set up. I just want to go and start talking. And I kept those
Mhm.
videos live. They're still there. It's a lesson for me. Is my story coming online, and I still share when I do my courses, because that's how it is. You have to have this courage. You have to have the sentiment that why you want to do that, and then you have
Yeah.
to have the courage to step forward, and then everything else is a lesson, it's a practice. But
Yeah.
to have somebody that went through the process, they can learn how to jump some steps, how can get ahead faster. And that's how, I help my kids with some things, or anyone that come a long way on your experiences. You always can jump start someone. They don't need to start from zero. So when you
Yeah.
share experiences, when you share your journey, that's how you're doing. And not only say, oh, I never thought I could do that, but now I know what you went through, and I don't have to do this. I can start with doing this part. It's
Mhm.
easier. It's easier.
Mhm.
So I'm
I,
I'm so um passionate and dedicated on coming and helping people to come online and bring and share them in an easy way, that I can be talking for these 4 hours.
yeah. Well, I think that that's really good because what you're saying basically is you're allowing people to be their authentic selves. Like when you started with Instagram and you just hit live and you didn't edit, it was just live, it was raw. And and that's the greatest fear that a lot of people have, is to talk or perform in front of people. And that's because in the back of their minds, people are judging them and critiquing them because you're doing it. You have this
Yes.
unconscious or subconscious part of your brain that's judging you. Do I look good enough? as you're talking, that little critic, the inner critic, is criticizing. So then people think that other people are doing the same as they are to themselves. And by putting yourself out there, you basically did an analogy would be how a person just throws someone in the river or into water and you sink or swim and you go to start dog paddling or doing something because you don't desire to drown. So you just basically threw yourself out there without any without a safety net, and you found out, okay, I survived. I can do this. I can prepare myself for future things, but it was okay. I didn't die. My heart was palpitating, but I was able to move through this. And I think this is really good, particularly for people who are in their 50s and above, because what happens is they have a lot of old tapes, particularly if this is an interest of theirs, coming online to talk about their new business or a different version of the business if they still are doing what they were doing prior to retirement, but on a smaller scale. You're giving them the confidence, because you have to use social media to some extent. You're giving them the confidence to know that they can do it, because we weren't, as I said, we weren't raised with it. This is a new baby. And
Right.
you have to have someone like you with the expertise and with the what I consider the coaching skills and the patience to let them know you can do this, because I did it. I jumped out there with Instagram, like you said you did, without any safety nets. So it is possible. And that's what's really important when people listen to people's testimonies and say, well, if she can do it, she's similar to me, then I can do it. And she can help me in the process. So how do you help people when people come to you? I know you said you had doctors in the past and whatever, coaching them to how they can have their own online presence enhanced. So what is the typical client? Who is the typical client?
So at this moment, the people that I've been more, working therapists, they have like a small business online, and they want to enhance more the presence. They want coaches. They really want to come more confident on camera. But I offer the 101, or I offer courses that I do online. My goal, Jamila, is like whatever I put online, I can inspire someone. So
Yeah,
what
I
what
love
I tell
that.
people when you come online, like I don't focus on the making money part. I focus on the
Yeah,
impact, on the story. So every story,
yeah.
every content is about impacting one person. And I can tell you my journey on that, on how, like I was first, like, I focused first in group, and then I was focused on one-on-one, because every person is different. And everybody saying, oh, you have like you have a profile to teach, like, group classes. So then I do some classes live, or just go live and I teach a talk. I have like a YouTube channel, but you can see a lot of content on YouTube or Instagram, where I share a lot on LinkedIn. And
Okay.
always telling people to focus on the story, on how your experience can impact someone, not how this experience is going to bring you money. Because in the end, when you impact someone, when someone sees they are related with
Yeah,
you, why you doing about your story stuff, that's gonna happen eventually. So I have people contacting me
yeah.
for different works or for different stuff, because they see my content online, because they see what I'm doing. So when I'm putting something online, it's not something like, oh, I'm looking to get this many clients. So, like I always say, if I can impact one person, my goal is done. And with
Yes.
that idea, I also have a group, a channel that is on WhatsApp that is called Bite Size Inspirations and Tips for Action Takers. And
Yes.
because I saw during my Instagram account, I love to encourage people to take the little step. The way I
Yeah.
tell about on camera confidence, it is practice, but you have to do like little steps that you can do, and then that's gonna grow on you, like anything in life. And we can
Yeah.
hear from others. We can remember thinking about how we were when we were kids. That
Yes.
we didn't stop trying to walk, we didn't stop to run because we were falling, because we couldn't stand up. But once we start doing that, we just get the confidence that we can do it because nobody else is
Yes.
telling us to stop. So if you
Yes.
hear the non-says, if we can hear our, judgment voice, we're going to stop. But if you just keep
Exactly.
going because our focus is our story, it's telling our journey, there's no reason to stop because
Yeah.
nothing else matters. Because what matters here is your story, is your journey that you're going to share. And then
Yeah.
when I was doing this, I started creating this WhatsApp channel just to kind of amplify because I share on different channels. It was just like there was this option was first was just for magazines and news outlets, and then there was open for creators to create a channel. And it was like,
Mm.
oh, let me try. And then I just started putting some things out there randomly, and suddenly from April to December, the channel really picked and got a moment in October, December, kind of grew to like 50,000
Wow.
followers, like in just like in 8 months. Was insane.
Wow.
But something happened between October, I think something with the elections, because in WhatsApp, it's a different thing and it's like a broadcast. So I cannot see who
Mm.
follows me. And suddenly got like a drop of 16,000. Now I'm on the 38,000 followers. I
Mhm.
like more like going slow and really like inspiring, like slow grow and see that people really
Yeah.
enjoy the content. But this is
Yeah.
the thing, because I'm going there daily, sharing quotes, sharing content, inspire them to take action, to really trust their gut, trust their heart, to
Yeah.
go to the next step. Sometimes we're gonna fall back. We're not gonna be able to do what you said we're gonna do. But then remember, you have a plan, and then go back to the plan and start.
Mhm.
Restart. It's a recycle. It's like science. You try, recycle, keep doing, keep trying because you feel in your heart to go. You just have to go. You cannot stop trying if you just stay on your place. You gotta keep trying. So I always go there, encourage them, and I get some people coming back, say, "Look, oh, sometimes I'm just in a bad place in my life, and your message just makes my day." And
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
things that matters. That thing that
Yeah.
matters so much, so much.
It does. It does. But see, that's where you come in. Your role as uh, a coach and as someone, as a role model. Like you talk about role models here. You believe in the power of role models. So you are one, not intentionally setting out to be one, but you
Yes,
are, because people are looking at how far you've come and you give them actionable steps, pragmatic steps, and you tell them you can do it. And you're telling them from the energy of being very sincere. And you're telling them, don't get caught up with the numbers. That's what I tell people, especially with Facebook. The likes don't really mean that much, because I know for me, I had to learn that the likes, the numbers may not be where you desire them to be, but our views are tremendous. Within the first month, we had 9,000 views. So that's what uh, is really important. And Facebook and all of the other social platforms look at the views. The views mean how many people have watched. They may not click like. I have people who look at the podcast every week. They never click like, but they're there because we see the numbers.
yes,
So,
yes.
but
The behavior online, it's very different, even depending on the content, depending the
yeah,
platform. But if you can, I like data too, so I check the insights. So even like
yeah,
the
yeah,
channel, like sometimes it says like I have this many followers, but it reaches like 50 or 60,000 people. So there's the people like keep been coming and going to the content, and they see, if they see just a few words, something they can change. And I always encourage people, always, we have the power to change and share something that is positive. There's no
yeah,
way for you to engage
yeah,
on negative stuff. I always think that whatever you're sharing online is to create a positive impact on someone.
yeah, yeah,
Like even
yeah,
if sometimes your story is not as positive, sometimes it's not like a good day, but like something that you're sharing, somebody's gonna feel, oh, I'm not alone. Like
yeah,
something like, it's gonna be
yeah,
positive because they felt seen. They felt
exactly.
seen. Even though they're not gonna engage with the content. And I know by experience, sometimes it takes me many views on someone's content that I say, okay, I like what they're saying, and now I'm gonna start following. And
Hmm.
we all do that. So
Hmm.
don't get caught up on that. And even if you get like one like or some thing silly you're gonna do, you're gonna have like, many likes. So
Yeah,
oh, now I'm gonna do more of that. Oh, you
yeah,
can kind of mix, but keep the focus on the message, keep the focus on how you can share your
Yes.
experiences, your journey, that somebody can felt like inspired by that.
I think that's very important because everything you're saying, Simone, is so, so important, especially for those of us who are new to this game because of age. You know, like I said, the millennials, the Gen Xers, Gen Zs, and all those other gens, whatever, they are familiar with it, but we don't know the tricks of the trade. And that's why I talked about the likes versus the views. People get caught up with the likes because they think that the likes mean that you are increasing in algorithms. There are people who just click on things that's like and never look at your content. So it's not going to kick in the algorithms, but by your talking to people and telling them, don't try to be trendy. Don't try to be trendy. A lot of people are doing things so that
Viral, like trending
yeah,
viral. You know, it's
yeah,
always focus on, are you creating content for that? Or are you creating content? Like at our age, I don't even like engage in this type of conversation. I engage in the way like we want to make an impact. We want to leave something behind that people can come back when we are not here anymore, and they
yes,
still have some positive impact. Whatever I can share now,
yes,
people can watch back like 10 years from now, or you know, if I'm not even here anymore, it's still gonna create something that can use on the daily life.
yes.
That's my
And that's
intention.
the thing, because a lot of people don't, what I'm going to say, quite a few people that are on social media, particularly the quote unquote influencers and the creatives, are looking for something that has a hook. And it may not be something that's really authentic, but it has a hook and it's going to draw people in. So they're more interested in being popular than in really enhancing someone's life, improving someone's perspective about whatever, encouraging someone and bringing some type of consolation to the person. That gets lost in terms of the desiring to get the numbers. So I'm saying to people who are older, don't get caught up with the numbers. The numbers don't really mean anything when it comes to likes. Stay true, as Simone said, stay true to your story. Stay true to your being authentic. Stay true to why you decided to pursue the second career at 50, third career, or to start something new. If you have been a wonderful housewife most of your years and have raised your children, and now you're deciding it's time for you, this is a new venture. So stay true to that. Don't be swayed by, well, you know, this is a popular trend now. No, if that's not in alignment with your spirit, don't step into it. If it is in alignment, then that's fine. But then still, what you should do is say, it's in alignment, but am I trying to become viral? Or am I doing this because it speaks to me? It speaks to my soul, and I desire to share this with others. I think that's really important. So the typical person who comes to you, is it a male or a female? And what is the average age?
So this is very interesting because when I came to share the stories, my idea it was to get older people, people that were trying to get this second phase of their life or to enhance that online presence. And when I talk to women, and I would say like women about my age, like, you know, like 50, between 45 and 60, I would say. But the data shows most of my followers are 25, 35.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Because I focus on the message, Jamila. I focus on the message, and the message is relevant for these people that they want to learn from us.
Yeah.
So that's what I say. I want to encourage people like me to come online to impact these people that my content is impacting. So that's the idea, because they are the one that we want them to learn from us. And
Yeah.
then when they get to this time, it's like, it's, you know, an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
And I was like kind of shocked when I saw that, when I see the data, when I see it, or like, and mostly women and men are kind of like almost equal, but like there's more women than men. But like I'm very, very surprised to see the numbers, because I would think would be older, because I was kind of like speaking in moms, like I was talking, I started everything online started with moms. I have my own also podcast that I'm gonna bring more back this year. That's called "Mom is Not for Sale,"
Mm-hmm.
and I was the same idea, encouraging moms to come online and share their stories, and because many moms, especially after the pandemic, they felt isolated. And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know from
yeah,
myself, I know from my
yeah.
family being away from me in Brazil, and now I had my kids here in the United States. And still I had my mom early, but many people don't have the parents, so we don't have this village that
That's true.
we
That's
used to
true.
have. So
That's true.
we have to go after this type of content that's gonna help us. They're gonna feed it. My first experience with this story that I wanted, because of the experience that I wanted to share, was before I had my kids, that I had an ectopic pregnancy
Oh,
and was very life-threatening, was very scary. I had one tube removed.
oh,
And even though I had the empathy of my family, my sisters, my friends, I didn't know anybody that had the same experience that I had. So
mm.
still something was missing, because even though I
Simone,
knew
can for those people who don't know what an ectopic pregnancy is, I know what it is, but can you explain it to them?
it's on the fetus grows on the tube instead of the uterus. When it's
Mm,
early diagnosed, you usually have a chemical abortion that they give a pill and it dissolves and then it just go out the body. It seems mine was advanced. I went to the ER,
mhm.
and between less than 11 hours, I went to emergency surgery and I had my tube removed. And was really scary. Still my English was so much knowledgeable in the US, and also
Yeah,
was a thoroughly foreign word, ectopic. Was like, what is this? Can you fix? Can you put the baby in the tube? And the uterus, like,
yeah.
no, we try to save your life. The baby,
Wow.
there's no baby. It's just something there. And that was like really scary. And I didn't even realize after I started sharing. I was just like, okay, that happened. I lost a tube. I wanted to connect the story. And then I started searching online. We didn't have Facebook at the time. It was 2007.
Mm, mm-hmm.
Facebook wasn't on. We didn't have Instagram. We didn't have this access to more stories the way we have now. And
Mm-hmm.
I found in an old forum a mom that said that same thing happened to her. She lost a tube and she still have like 2 or 3 babies after that. And that gave me hope, because I wanted to be a mom, but I didn't want to hold on to that, or like I was
Yeah,
feeling sad about the feeling that hopelessness, that I was
yeah,
having.
yeah,
And so I say, okay, stories are so important. So important for mom is like to share this. You all say, oh, we heard this story so many times. No, every story has something unique. There's something that they had. And when I had my first podcast interview with a mom, I didn't know. She told me that she had an ectopic pregnancy. And
wow.
then, like, another story that I also spoke, I haven't shared yet. She also had an ectopic pregnancy. Both of them were earlier and they were able to have the chemical abortion. But like, it's amazing how we can see our stories on many other mom stories. And that's
Yeah,
how, like, even if you share something personal or you share something on your business, something that you did that worked, or something that you did that didn't work,
yeah.
somebody's gonna be benefit. Somebody's gonna benefit from that story, from that part of your story. So my goal is just like keep coming online, keep coming to my YouTube, to my
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn, to Instagram, and just getting this video out, to encouraging people to share, to get inspired by me talking. And then one day I'm say, oh, because you were talking, I start talking, and
Yeah,
whatever happens from there. But
yeah.
I run courses online that I can bring more people and connect them in a more personal training than in just sharing online. So I have both opportunities for them.
Well, since you have talked about your online presence, this is a perfect segue to your giving people your social media handles. So can you share?
Yeah, so it's a little full mouth to say, but it's everywhere is the same. I am Simone Moni. So it's IAMSIMONEMONY, because it's Simone in Brazil is Simone, and my family and friends call me Moni. So I am Simone Moni. LinkedIn, it's
Okay.
Simone Bueno. You're gonna find me there. Or if you just type Simone Bueno, everything is open, full to share, to reach out to me. And by the time I believe this is gonna be aired, I gonna be close or running an online presence full course that I teach, that I go from
Oh,
zero, from the base, for you to start your online presence when you don't know what can I share, how can I start
mhm,
coming online. I
mhm,
don't feel ready to share, so we go from like nothing and learning. And I'm not gonna tell you what you're gonna share. You're gonna find out by yourself. I'm gonna
mhm.
give you the training. How can you find what you can share, how you feel comfortable sharing, what can you feel comfortable sharing,
Yeah,
where? Because
yeah,
there's some places you can share some stories, there are other places you don't feel like sharing. LinkedIn
yeah,
is different from Instagram, from Facebook. It's different than what we're talking now. We're having this podcast that we can share the
yeah,
same story,
yeah,
like in different places, like it's a wide range. And something different when you really want to start something that you maybe not feel comfortable sharing, you can
yeah,
choose where you feel comfortable. And always when you want to start something new, something different, you want to go where you feel more comfortable sharing. You don't
yeah.
want just to go like, jump
Right.
on the river, like you were talking in the beginning. you,
Yeah,
you have a way, you have a way to go easy and more confident, because confidence is about doing. Because if you haven't done anything before, you're not gonna feel confident doing it. But I also talk a lot about borrowed confidence. So
mm,
borrow confidence for something that you've done. Oh, I've done this, I achieved this, so now I can
mhm,
do that.
mhm. And the thing about it is, the people think they have to have all their ducks in a row. They think that they have to be proficient speakers. They think that when they get on stage or get in front of the camera, they think that they have to have all the I's dotted and the T's crossed. And you don't. And they think that they have to get rid of the nervous jitters. Most entertainers are nervous when they get on stage and when they start performing. I always share the story about the late great Michael Jackson. Michael would go on stage and then he would just pause for about 5 minutes and he would just pan like this, pan the room very slowly. And as he did that, the crowd would become ecstatic. Ah! They would just lose it. And he would do that for a couple of minutes, and people thought that that was a technique. He later explained he was doing it to calm his inner center down because he was nervous. So
Yeah.
he was grounding himself when he was panning the audience. He was panning it, grounding himself, talking to himself, doing self-talk. And people thought it was like, yes, to get us excited. But I'm saying that even someone as skilled as he wasn't able to overcome all of his nervousness, but he did it anyway. So with
Yeah.
Simone and her expertise and her skills, as a filmmaker, as a web designer and developer, as a person who's put herself out there herself and been on all these various social media platforms, definitely, definitely get in touch with her because she's not a novice. She's very experienced and she can help you when you're doing your own podcast or when you're a guest on someone else's podcast, or if you decide to do something live like TED Talks or whatever. She's a person who can school you and help you during those times when you feel like, oh, I got the nervous jitters. I can't do it. I can't do it. And she can help you with the self-talk in your head because as you're filming or talking, whatever, that inner critic was, well, you didn't pronounce that correctly. Well, you don't look good with that on. You know that you should have done it this way. It's forever criticizing. So she can help you tone it down, the self-critic, and give yourself kudos and accolades for the things that you're doing well. And number one, like she has said throughout the podcast, being your authentic self is critical. You can't be like this person over here or like this person over here, and you shouldn't desire to do so anyway. You are very, very, very unique. Simone was telling me, sit up so your face is showing, so
Yes,
I'm looking.
I'm just nodding because I know when you have this on podcast, it's just like if we go in between the sound and just get a little cut off. So, but I'm here, I'm nodding.
Yeah, yeah. So,
I just
so
smiling,
what's
nodding to Jamila.
yeah, but so she's an expert to help you move out of your comfort zone and jump into the pond for the first time. And you're going to swim. You're going to be okay. but get in touch with her. So Simone, in the few minutes that we have left, what would you like to leave with our audience?
I just kind of prefer like repeating what I've been saying, you know,
Mm-hmm.
trust that your story is valuable, that your story can at least impact one person. And that's why it's worth
Yes.
sharing. Today, I just posted a story on the Mom is Not for Sale website that a mom shared that she's was a foster a kid, and then she not being a foster mom. Now she has kids on herself, and she's sharing her story.
Mm.
And her story is going to impact many, already is impacting many. But maybe your story you think is not valuable. Maybe you just grew up,
Yeah.
you just have like, you think it's a normal life. But
Yeah.
something about the story is unique. Something in your story is going to have a value that's going to impact someone. Hold
Yeah.
on to that, to share and
Yeah.
to believe that is valuable, believe that is worth sharing, because every story is worth sharing. And
That's true.
especially if you come
That's
online, if you have a business, if you are a professional, your online presence is more than just having a website. Your online presence is about everything that you share, everything. People want to know more about you now. For you to have an opportunity for a new business, for a new contract, for a new job, whatever you
Yes.
do online, just don't watch. Start creating the content that you want to see. Start creating the
Yeah.
content that you want to talk about.
Yeah.
And that's gonna bring the people that you like, the people that see things the way you see. And
Yeah.
I'm being so lately talking about this because people
Yeah.
say, oh, so many negativity online. I cannot be online anymore. I'm not gonna go on that platform anymore because I don't like what this on the platform does. But if
Mm-hmm.
you sit there, I'm gonna keep going this platform, Jamila, because
Mm-hmm.
first it's free,
Mm-hmm.
and because there's many people that think differently than I think. When I start putting again and again my positive words,
Yes.
the things that I believe, at
Yes.
certain moment is gonna reach them. At
Yes.
one moment, one of my posts is gonna break the wall. It's gonna
Yeah.
reach this person. They're gonna start thinking, okay, think can be differently. There's more people there
Yes.
that think positively. So don't be
Yes.
discouraged. Don't be discouraged. Create the
It's
content
very
that you
true.
want to see, create the content that you want to talk about. And
Yeah.
I'm
I
here to
love
help you.
it. Yeah, and Simone is the person because everything that she's saying is so true. And the thing that I really love about you in this presentation is that you keep coming back to the central thing of being authentic and being yourself, as opposed to being gimmicky and trying to be trendy to go viral. Because you have to decide in your mind who and what is your demographic. Once you get that very clear, if other people are having issues with your content, it's okay. And even if the people to whom you know are having issues, it's okay. The whole thing is that you're being your authentic self, and the right people will magnetize to you. They will be drawn to you. It may take a minute, but it's definitely part of your growth and part of your direction where you're going. Don't give up, whatever it is, just remain authentic, remain true to who you are, and just have fun. Have fun with it when you're online. Just everyone's not going to like your content, even if you're the most eloquent speaker and the most authentic. Everyone isn't going to like it. So as long as you like it, and as long as you're doing things that you know are true to who you are and you're being authentic, that's what is most important. And you don't have to, in the old days, people used to watch people and imitate what they watched in terms of actors or whatever. You don't have to do that anymore. That's one of the pluses of creatives and influencers. They are stepping outside of the box and bringing you something that's different and new, not the same humdrum, lackluster programs and content. So you may be the very person that someone else has been searching or looking for. So stay true. Stay true to who you are. Simone, in closing, you said that you're the mom of two. We were just basically talking about your business. And How old are your children?
My children now is 9.5 and 13.5.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And are they two boys or two girls, or a boy and a girl?
My boy is older, and then my daughter is the youngest. Yeah.
Wonderful. Are they thinking about pursuing something like mom?
Um, my daughter has a little bit of inclination for that, and actually, it's a little bit different. Their dad is a filmmaker. That's how I started. We are not together anymore, but like still, we both do like kind of on the filmmaking things. She'd like to do recording. She's at drama class. My son and both of them love, and we all in this home love science. So my son wants to be robotic engineer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
and my daughter said she wants to go follow the same steps. We see how it goes. Both are good in science and math and language. Like they're good kids. They're good at school. So who knows? It's still young. I didn't know what I wanted to be on at the time, and I changed a little bit too. But so
Yeah.
they have the opportunity to explore, and I keep the home, and that's also how they kept me young. I started late. My son I had at 37. My daughter was 41, and so they keep me young because
Yeah.
I love to keep my mind open to curiosity, to explore, and they help keep this too. So we always kind of learning and exploring new things together, and creativity and doing manual things. My son loved to create and make his own Halloween costumes, and I'm always there helping him. So that helps a lot to keep the creative mind alive.
Yeah.
The wonders.
Yeah, and that's wonderful. The fact that you are so connected to your young children, it keeps you young, like you said, and refreshed and open and receptive to new ideas that you can bring to the clients. It's so
Yes.
wonderful. It's so
And I
wonderful.
think maybe because of this, because I have an amazing and open language, that's also maybe many young people connect with me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's all wonderful, Simone. Well, we'd like to thank you for your time here on Gray Lives, everyone. Gray Lives on the Rise. I
You're
know.
welcome. It's been a
Yeah.
pleasure. It's a really nice. It's something that, as I told in the beginning, I can be talking, for hours about how many ways you can bring yourself online. But this little piece that I shared today, I hope was really helpful. And looking forward to get some feedback and connect with me. Tell me that you came from Great Lives on the Rise. So then I know
Yes,
what you heard from me. That would be really great.
I think that's wonderful. So mention that you saw the wonderful Simone Bueno on Gray Lives on the Rise, and she can you can set up a discovery call with her to find out more about her business and how she can be of benefit to you one-on-one. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Simone. Thank you. And for
Thank
everyone
you.
who's
Much love
tuned
to
in,
you all.
yeah, everyone who's tuned in, we thank you. We appreciate you. We value you. And so until next time, whatever day you're watching it, whatever time you're watching it, it's wonderful. Share it. Go to our YouTube page, Gray Lives on the Rise. Click like, click subscribe, and tell others about it as well. And if you're interested in being a podcast speaker on Gray Lives on the Rise, let us know. We are booked all the way up until almost the end of April, but there are slots for upcoming shows. And we would love to hear from you and your ideas. Okay. So until next time, beloveds, be safe, be well, and namaste. Thank you so very much, Simone, and everyone who decided to join us today. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Gray Lives on the Rise, being brought to you by Jamila Sense, which is the product line of Oyende Enterprises. Jamila Sense is a 100% natural aromatherapy line that heals the mind, body, and soul. This episode of Gray Lives on the Rise was intended to uplift you, to inspire you, and to motivate you. Please tell all of your friends, family members, and anyone you know who's 50 plus, who's living a vibrant life, and interested in doing more and enjoying life even to its fullest. So thank you, and please subscribe, like, and comment on this video and all our videos. Thank you, and until next time, until our next podcast, namaste and be well.